Hello, Abigail here with another candle wax reading. This candle wax reading is messages from someone who loves you. We are going to do an energy check with this tarot deck to see if this reading is for you. With energy checks and with the wax reading, I go for like 60-40, 50-50. These are general readings. They cover a wide spectrum of energy. So take what applies, leave what doesn't feel attuned, and we will get into this. Let's set your beautiful candle to the side. And let's get into the energy check-in with messages from someone who loves you. This person can be anybody. It can be someone you know, their higher self talking. It can be someone you're hoping to meet in the future. I think we're going to get an idea of maybe the quality of this in the energy check. But let's see. Death. The deck's being kind of thoughtful today. I think I'm shuffling it upside down. Death. Two of Cups. Okay, interesting. So this is a combination. I think my deck is just all higgledy-piggledy at this point. I need to go through and reorganize it. Okay. So we have Death, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Cups. So this is a love reading. I can't get the Two of Cups and the Lovers without seeing that. With the Death card, I think that this group has been through a lot when it comes to love and has had to be very independent. So yeah, this is a romance reading. This is what I get for trying to be neutral. They were like, do a romance reading. And I was like, I'm already doing a romance reading with the tarot this week. And they were like, all right, fine. Messages from someone who loves you. And then it's like, no, it's a romance reading. This is from the person who loves you. So I think who's coming to this reading are people looking for their future partner. Now, you may already know them, but something that is true regardless of whether you already know them or you don't is that you have experienced a lot of turnover and death when it comes to relationships. And these can be romantic relationships, these can be family and friend relationships. There's just an overarching energy of death and having to learn because of this kind of instability and cycle of loss, having to learn to support yourself, take care of yourself. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're like feeling incredibly wealthy right now, but it does mean that you know how to manage your own affairs and you have learned this kind of lesson of independence. And because you've learned this, I would even hazard that love is not that far away if you have found this reading. Let's pull a few more to see about who's coming into this reading. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you very much know what you want, and part of the reason you're probably, oh, we have the Magician here, which I think, yeah, these bottom of the deck cards are really, yeah, this is someone who is ready for love. And not just ready for love, you are on some level, whether subconsciously or consciously, actively seeking and desiring love and wanting a new connection to come into your life. So I think a large portion of you have yet to have met your person, or you have yet to realize that this person is your person. It's interesting because you are a very relational person, whether it's romance or something else. Like, you value your relationship. Doesn't that mean that you necessarily want to be around people all the time? I think that's a personal thing. But you are experiencing isolation right now, and you are wanting to bring in love, romance, connection. You are putting in the work to do it, either through manifestation or putting yourself out there. You know very much what you want in love, and that's kind of why I think you're feeling frustrated, because you're like, it feels like the more I know and the more aware I am and the more connected I am to my desires when it comes to connection, the less optimal partners there seem to be in the world. Like, it's like the more that you grow and the more that you heal, you're like, the less likely it seems I'm going to meet someone. So this group is very passionate, very driven, very focused on finding a partner in the next 6 months. I'm hearing, pardon, I don't know why, but all of a sudden I have a very dry throat, which I think might also be associated with just feeling a sense of lack and feeling, yeah, it's kind of like choked up, being like, I'm doing everything right. I've healed, I've done therapy, I've processed my past relationships, I'm ready for something new. And all I keep experiencing is kind of like reruns of my past relationships. I'm tired of it, Grandpa. Do a few more for this energy check. The Page of Wands, so many wands. Also, this group really wants to have spicy time, but it feels like you've gotten to the point in life where it's not really worth it to have these connections unless you're like actually going to get something long term out of it. Like there's one part of you that's very much like instant gratification, and there's another part that's like it's not gratifying if it doesn't have legs, if it doesn't have longevity, if it's not going to give me something in the long term that is lasting and like passionately driven. It also feels like this group, especially with the Death card and the Nine of Pentacles and the Lovers and the Two of Cups, you're looking for something longer term. You're not, this isn't a group that's just looking for fun, which looking for fun is totally fine. But you are looking for fun within stability with all of these wands. You want something that is going to last. You want something stable. You don't want to invest in something that's just going to be gone in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and then we have the Eight of Swords. You're feeling real stuck when it comes to love. And I honestly think that this message is a message of hope for your from your future lover, someone who loves you at their highest self, coming through. So they may or may not be aware of your existence. But yeah, this group feels really trapped, really bound when it comes to love. Oh, look at Ten of Cups. Yeah, you want the long term, you want the fairy tale, you want magic. I love that this is like a couple hiding under like a tablecloth, and one is a mermaid and one is a human. Well, they've got pointy ears, so maybe one is an elf. And so this is also a group where you're looking for your unique half. And while you obviously have standards and stuff, you are more interested in your compatibility than with um, you two necessarily appearing to be the right couple or the right match. You're looking for like a wordless connection, a connection that goes beyond space and time, a connection like you're looking for something magical and unusual, which is probably why it's taking a little longer. Divine timing is rarely quick, especially once you're aware of it. Pull a last card for who this group is. Yeah, you've been doing the work, you've been toiling. Doesn't necessarily mean you've been single for a long time, but you have, you're not coupled, is the point. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to put the title on the intro card as making sure this is clearly a love reading, because it is. But you have been putting in the work. You've been trying to cultivate lasting relationships. You have been, like I said, doing therapy. You've been working through your past trauma. You have been working on your material world to try to like make sure that you are a comparable partner. And I'm not saying that you need to be wealthy or rich, but you are rich in something, rich in emotion, rich in healing, rich in, can be rich in money. You have something really valuable to bring to a relationship that you've been cultivating. It could be your spiritual energy, but you're not meeting it. And you are waiting for your divine counterpart. And my belief around this is that there are multiple possible counterparts in life that you can find, but you're looking for one of them that is ready to do the work, that is aligned. Definitely getting strong past life vibes. Doesn't necessarily mean you had to be a romantic partner in a past life, but just someone you have a really deep and lasting connection with. And I would almost hazard, especially with the Death card, that you haven't felt their energy for a minute, or you kind of know they're out there, but you haven't like met them, or you haven't made that connection yet. And so you're coming into this reading being like, what the heck? Where is this person? I can sense them, I can feel them, I know they exist. I have been perfecting and working on myself so that I am ready when they come. I am putting myself out there, or at least I am manifesting in a way that is making myself highly vibrational. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on the apps or anything, because I don't know that the apps actually really are effective anymore. I think there was a time when they had a little bit more efficacy, and now it's a lot of labor for not much. But you are definitely putting in the work. You're knowing what you want, and you're kind of getting frustrated. And part of the reason you might be thinking this isn't happening is because you're like, maybe my standards are too high. Now, your standard is not too high, but the more specific you are and the higher those standards, the more specific that person is, and the less options you do have. And so the timing is divine and is specific. We will look into possible timing probably in this reading. But yeah, this is a reading for people looking for love, but looking for longer term, lasting connections. Um, I will say if you are very young, this reading may not be for you. If you were in your late teens, if you were under 18, you shouldn't be in a love reading. But if you were in your early 20s, I would even say maybe this is more for people in their 30s and up. There's just an element in here of people who have been through a lot and struggled a lot and had a lot of, not necessarily a lot of relationships, but like have had a lot of disappointment when it comes to relationships. And like I said, not just, doesn't have to be romantic, but just like people have failed you a lot. And you're looking for stability and love and connection in a romantic relationship. And it's not been easy. Alrighty, my dears, I'm going to set up the wax and the water, and I will see you in a sec. All right, we are back with our water ready to go and our candle ready to go. I will get us lit up. We will get into this impromptu love reading. I love how the guides were like, no, this week is a week about love, and you will be channeling love, and not any love, romantic love. So we have a frog right off the bat. A lot of fertility, a lily pad as well. So yeah, this is very water sign energy. This is a timeless reading, but the energy that I am reading under is the energy of Cancer season. Frogs are about abundance and fertility, um, also tenacity and the ability to kind of be present in all weathers and times. Like frogs will sing in almost any condition, especially during mating season. So there is a element of like tenacity, and also I'm hearing like harmony, like finding someone you're harmonizing with, someone who is harmonious. I'm gonna lock in on channeling messages from your person. Yeah, they're like, this is a funny little like, yeah, we're gonna have our own little pond, our own little ecosystem together, our own little place, um, our own harmonies, our own songs, our own inside jokes, our own connections, um, our own communities and friend groups. It feels like not that you're going to combine friend groups, but you will be creating friend groups where you both have a place. So you may have your own friend groups, but then you're also going to have friends that you cultivate together. Um, yeah, I think the frogs are cute. Um, we have like a little baby frog shape here. I think for some of you, you do want children. And if it's not children, when it's like having a pet, creating a home, creating a space where like new life can exist. There's like a little tail on it, so it's like coming in and out of the tadpole stage. I think for some of you, this could be someone with children already. But if they do have children, you two would be the primary caregivers. This isn't for everyone. It's a few people that this applies to. But yeah, it's the message of like building a world, building a life together, having a shared goal and a shared vision is very important to this soul who loves you. Um, and they can be any gender. This is a channeled message. So keep that in mind. I have a little squirrel here, like storing things away. Also, you're gonna have a lot of banter and like playful behavior. Have you ever seen like squirrels chasing each other in the trees? Not the ones when they're like having an all out brawl. But yeah, a lot of like playful, fun energy. Also, with all this kind of animal imagery, I think you're going to both enjoy the outdoors. It doesn't necessarily have to be like strenuous outdoors, but like being in your yard and, going to a park is something that this person really enjoys and is looking forward to doing with you. We also have two figures with their foreheads together. This could very well be a sign for some of you that this is your person. Forehead kisses, forehead touches, leaning the foreheads together. But there's a sense of like care and love and connection. And it's really warm and tender, the energy that's coming through. And I think it's warm and tender because this is a very safe connection. I also find it interesting. I picked this candle sort of willy nilly today, and its kind of cooling, calming vibe is very much playing into this energy here. Um, there's also a dog here. I do think you will have pets together. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dog, it could be a cat, but some small domesticated animal in your life. If you have a pet, they are very pet friendly. So, another sign that it's them is that they are going to love your pet or vice versa. If they have an animal, you will be enamored of their animal. Um, yeah, there's just a real sense here of love and support and growth and a desire to build the person who is meant for you and the person who's coming through right now. You have shared values and you both desire not exactly the same thing, but a similar path. There's not going to be a whole lot of friction when it comes to the futures that you want. You're not going to have to negotiate much with this person, because they're very much on board for whatever you see as future. It's very much their ideal as well. We also have this interesting like leaf shape here. It makes me wonder if we aren't looking kind of at fall or late summer, with the way this leaf is shaped. We're also kind of creating a circle here. There is some kind of completion or fullness that is coming about, some cycle that is ending around the time that you two are going to connect, that you two are going to find each other. I'm also hearing very distinctly that they are going to hold you and support you. They really want to be there for you. They want to be, and they are planning on being the exception to your experiences when it comes to people and romantic partners and how you have been treated in the past. Um, they also are saying that, it's going to be okay. This era, this phase of your life isn't going to last forever. You're not going to be lonely for long. We also have a horse here. There is a drive and a passion to this person. They really are forward thinking, they're forward moving, they're very conscious of the world around them, they're very caring when it comes to collective ideals. I also think that they very well could be involved in some kind of like conservation efforts. Pardon. They're definitely very like aware of the climate and climate change and its effect on things. They want the world to be a better, safer place. And with this horse's head, like while this is like a very safe, nurturing feeling, they're also not a boring person. They have their own interests, they have their own passion, their own fire, they love new experiences. Um, I'm hearing they want to travel with you, they want to experience new things. They're also like, I'm willing to be uncomfortable for you, which I think might have been an issue in the past. They're like, your comfort is paramount. Your safety is paramount. I want you to be happy. Um, we have a little rabbit here, so very fertile connection. You don't have to want kids, but if you do, you'll definitely have them. This also is just like your ability to kind of build and grow and create together is very high when you get with them, instead of you kind of doing what sometimes we see in relationships where like people meet each other and they like disappear and never talk to their friends and stuff. You two, when you get together, are more prolific, are more outgoing, are more connected to your environment and your community. You basically make the other person better. You give the other person more energy. Um, this is not someone who's going to like move you from your past. We also have another couple here sitting very close together. You're going to do a lot of shared activities together. They want to share. They are excited. Yeah, they want to hear about your interests, your favorite TV shows or books. Um, they want you to introduce them to things from your childhood, so like childhood traditions or things that you enjoyed as a kid. um, I'm also seeing a bunch of memes and like videos. They're gonna like it may not be immediate, but once you guys are kind of in your relationship, they're gonna like share like videos. One of the ways you'll know that they love you is they'll share like videos that make them laugh and books and funny things they see online. We also, it's been shifting as I've been talking, but there was a mushroom here. There's just such a deep connection. And like I said in the intro and the energy reading, it feels very past life. We also have an elephant, which is about longevity and faithfulness and like remembrance and memory. This is someone you're going to build memories with. They're showing me like a Polaroid. You're going to take pictures together. You're going to do scrapbooks. And also, you're not going to be the only one doing this. In fact, they might be the one who is taking pictures and who is documenting stuff and making sure memories are preserved. It's not just going to be you. You're going to absolutely feel their investment in this relationship. We have this pot here that looks a little broken and seems to be like pouring out and leaking. You do not have to be, and they're saying this, you do not need to be perfectly healed. You do not need to be fully, I'm even hearing fully even over the last person. And by over, I think they mean like healed from them. I don't mean that you're still in love with someone else, but like you don't have to be completely past other hurts and other abuses and things that have happened to you. Well, not other abuses, but things that have happened to you in abusive situations. Like they are here to be with you on this healing journey, to participate. They're not going to shame you. I'm hearing from them that they have their own trauma in relationships that they are excited to heal with you. Um, they're also like, I'm not going to make you responsible for other people's behavior. We also have a plume here. There's a lot of victory in this relationship. I do think you will experience hardships and struggles, but that's just natural to life. But what's going to happen that's going to be different from other situations and times and relationships is that you're going to overcome this together and have something to celebrate. And this is something they're really, really channeling. There's also a fish here, which is a sign of abundance and fertility and growth and more. And so they're like, together we are going to create um, so much more than we could have ever imagined. And um, this is going to be a relationship. They're also saying, I've got you. I've got you. And they're showing me a bill with like a signature on it and a tip. And it's kind of high actually. And they're basically saying they're going to pay for stuff. Like they're not going to be shoddy. This is not someone who's going to nickel and dime you for stuff. You might even actually have to fight them sometimes to pay for things. Um, but they're very, very passionate about making sure you feel taken care of. We have like a little stuffy here. Looks almost like a gingerbread man or a doll. There's a childlikeness and a playfulness to your dynamic. There's also another figure here. There's a couple kissing. There's like a playful, fun, very sexual energy to this connection. Um, like you bake together, you try new things, you experience new things. They are specifically saying they have places that they want to take you and show you um, as your partner, places that they've experienced that they now want to share with you. They also want to make new memories with you because some of these places have painful memories, but they really value them. And so they want to like go in and recreate memories so that that can be a happy place for them again and can be shared with someone who truly loves them. We have an A here, so A might be important. Might be in their name. Um, A might be a name of a place or a restaurant where you see them. So keep that in mind. They're saying they're not that far away. Now, I will say when higher selves talk, that far away is not necessarily always based on human perception of time, of like material possession. So we'll ask about that. I also see a D here. They could have a D in their name, same kind of thing. Um, Also seeing like an armchair. There's just a lot of comfort and like if you want to go out, you guys are going to go out, and if you want to stay in, you're going to stay in. There's not going to be pressure to do stuff. Also, in this connection, you're both going to feel really comfortable and like being yourself. If one of you needs alone time, you're just going to tell the other person, and both of you are going to understand and be understanding of that. It's not going to be extreme either. It's not like you're going to like they're going to be like I need alone time and like I won't see you in 5 days. No, it's going to be like I need 2 hours to myself. We do have a little bit of darkness coming through in the wax here. It's not much, but I do think that both of you are going to experience triggers, and I want to tell you that it's okay, that, you know, they're here to comfort you and they trust and believe that you will do the same for them when they are in need of that. Interesting. These are like two little figures. We have like one looks like a teddy bear and one looks kind of like a penguin here. Um, like kind of goes back to the mermaid and the elf in the beginning. You guys are gonna be from very different backgrounds. Very different backgrounds. You might even be from different cultures, different country, very different backgrounds, but you are going to fit together seamlessly. Um, you are a match made in heaven. Um, there might be some cultural conflicts when it comes to family, but once again, they're being like, I've got your back. Um, you're my family first, is something they are saying. We got another bunny rabbit here. So much fertility, so much growth, and it feels like once you meet, things are going to progress pretty quickly. So they're kind of being like, the wait might feel long, but like once we're in it to win it. um, So they're basically being like, hang in there, don't worry, we're coming. um, yeah, they're also saying that they wish that they could comfort you right now and make you feel like everything's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. They just obviously aren't here in person to say that to you, but they're here in spirit. So there is that. I like how bright the flame is. This person adores you, and not only do they adore you, but they're really, really, really attracted to you. And they really, really care about your happiness. It's something that's coming through really strongly. We've got a turtle here. They are saying that they are a bit careful. They do take things a little slowly. I will say with this really bright flame, I think they take some things slowly, but when it comes to you, they are not slow at all. So don't worry that they're a flighty person because they're absolutely addicted to you from day one. This isn't a passing fancy. This is just the fact that they are 100% for you in a very meaningful way. Um, yeah, we have. I do think we have a like a slug here. I do think there is a little bit of time between now and meeting them, or at least you have been waiting for a while for them, and they appreciate that, and they do apologize because they are absolutely accepting that part of it's because they've had to grow and change and shift a lot, and they honestly weren't ready for you before now, um, but that's about to change. I do want to ask about timing. Oh, we also have an N here, so N could be important, or Z could be an important letter. 222 is also coming through as an angel number for a sign from them. Let's see, what are we looking at? If we're looking at, well, they're saying it's pretty broad based on um, who specifically you are and where you are in the journey. If you have only started, which I don't think this is the case, But if you only started to really crave relationship, this might be a little longer. But if you've been desiring this kind of relationship for a long time, it's actually coming in quite quickly. We have a cross here. Um, could be around a religious holiday, whether you practice or not, could be around Easter, um, could be around, we have All Saints Day that comes up in November. I am no longer a Christian. No hate, tea, no shade to Christians. I'm just not one anymore. But I did work as a professional chorister in Episcopalian churches and was raised very strictly religious. Oh, we have a heart here with it's like a balloon heart. This is someone who's going to like share, not share, but is like going to really celebrate holidays and get you gifts whenever they possibly can, or just little signs that they love you and care about you. But going back to that, like any kind of, if you have a specific religion that you practice, it could be, it doesn't have to be Christian religions. But it could be around some kind of significant religious set of days. I'm hearing. Yeah, and we have a tree. This person wants to build a legacy with you. They want to build a life that you share. They want to be a part of your ancestral line. Um, they want to be, I'm hearing very distinctly, they want to be the shade that protects you from the sun. Um, they also want to see you, not only do they want to protect you, but they want you to also experience visibility and appreciation for that, all that you are, not just from them and from other people. They are not going to hide your light, or like they're going to introduce you to friends and families very quickly, or at least like, because these they might be from a different country, or at least be on the phone talking about you a lot. And when people meet you, they're going to be like, oh yeah, he's been talking our ear off about you for months. um, we do have what looks like a large nose here. This person could have a prominent nose. It could be like something that you find really attractive about them. They might be sensitive to smell. Um, I honestly like a strong nose. But yeah, a someone who has a lot of like strong features, um, very distinctive features. Also, their family might share a similar feature, so they look similar to each other. Um, but yeah, it's just a very strong message of them being here for you, them being ready for you. So I do think that it's actually not looking like a long time. I would say the longest that I am hearing from Spirit is a year. And that is a year till you start dating. Doesn't mean a year till you meet them necessarily. And it's not the limit. That's like the longest. You could meet them sooner. I think for some of you, you can meet them in the next month, to be honest, with how ready this soul is sounding. We have an 8 here. Could be 8 weeks, could be 8 days, or 8 months, whichever one resonates with you. It's also an infinity symbol. They're saying they're going to love you forever. This person also is not going to be shy, obviously, about telling you how much they care about you, about showing it, about giving you gifts, about um, making you feel loved and accepted. Like, even if you have shady people who like want to act like no one would want you, and you know, because there are weird people out there like that, they're not going to be able to say that BS because your partner is going to be so obviously into you. Like, they can try. We also have another two figures again. You're going to play a lot of games together, do a lot of activities, shared activities, discover new things. I'm specifically seeing some of you like in a pottery class together. They're just down to do stuff, and it's not necessarily because they're interested in it, although they might be. It's because you're interested in it, and anything that you're interested in, they are very interested in. You are the most fascinating and the most interesting person in the room to them. We also have a butterfly. It does feel as though this love is going to take flight soon. Also, it's going to take flight quite quickly after you meet. Um, like, you're going to meet, and I think about as close to love at first sight as it's going to get. You're in the very least going to know that you're attracted to this person right away. Like I said, they may or may not be what has been your traditional type, but that's not the point. It's about the connection you feel. It's about the love you feel. And when I say not your type, people often are like, so you think I'm going to be with someone ugly? And it's like, no, there are many beautiful people who are not someone else's type, and that's totally fine. So no, I don't think they're ugly. But yeah, 8 is coming through really strongly. So 8 days, 8 months, 8 weeks. It is definitely not 8 years with how ready this person is. Like I said, it's max a year, but that is very much for people who have kind of just started on this journey of like desiring partnership. We also have V here. V could be here. It's also V for victory. Um, they're saying, I will be the winner in this relationship, not because they're going to beat you, but because they are going to have such a fabulous partner in you. And they're going to be so proud to have you as their partner and to have you as their lover. Um, yeah, just so excited to do new things and to experience new things and to create new memories. I'm seeing like photo albums, pictures on the wall. This is also someone who's going to love having pictures of you. So they might pay at some point for you to do a photo shoot. They will be absolutely down for a couple shoots. Um, they're definitely going to want, like, you don't have to get married, but they are going to want to do something. Like, if you want to get married, that's on the table too, but they're definitely going to want to do something to symbolize your love, even if you don't end up doing something legal. Although I do feel with this group, a lot of you will end up getting married. That's just the vibe overall. Let's see, last messages before I burn my fingers. But yeah, I think the final message is that they're coming, that they love you, that they're so excited for you. Oh, that's part of the one nose thing. They're absolutely crazy about the way that you smell. And not just your perfume, it's like your pheromones, like light them up. And I think vice versa. I think you're really going to love the way this person smells. It's going to be a part of your relationship is just going to be you wanting to like inhale them basically and vice versa. That's really sweet. Um, so yeah, I think their final message. Let's see what the shape is. Yeah, they're basically just saying that they're coming in as soon as they can to keep getting out there, to keep they're saying keep being in the places you have been going. Like they are going to find you within your daily life, but just make sure that you're outside. If your daily life is only indoors away from other people, this is not the message for you. Not the whole message, but this one. But like if you're out doing stuff, they are going to find you in your regular patterns if you are out in public. If you're not out in public, it's time to create regular patterns where you're out in public. Oh, and they are showing a little phallus. They don't have to necessarily have that um, machinery, but a phallus is a sign of like fertility and sexuality and things like that. Basically, you're both going to be, regardless of your preferences, you're both going to be very um, satisfied and pleased with your intimate life. And that was their final message, which I find funny. So this person is sexual, but not like in a pushy way, but in a like excited to experience your body and cultivate a really fun and exciting and pleasurable experience for both of you. I am going to cool off the wax a little bit, see if we can't see anything. I do think some of you are gonna have a kid. This looks like a toddler. Um, if you want children, you're totally gonna have them. So we have a couple like reaching out to each other and like moving towards each other. They're like on different like cliffs. So I do think there's like distance. Like they're like I said, like you're not from the same place. They're not going to be right down. They're like not down the street. They might be down the street from you now, but like you have come from very different areas and backgrounds in your life. This is very different experiences in life, but that doesn't matter because you guys are going to be so curious and interested in the other person that you will create your own interests and have your own traditions and your own connections. What I'm hearing here, not really. But yeah, I do think, like I said, very different backgrounds, very different experiences, but you are going to, what they're saying kind of finally is you're going to build and create something so incredibly fulfilling. And it's a dream come true for both of you. They're actually showing me that 10 of Cups that we had in the other one. So I hope that this was a helpful reading. I hope that you feel loved. I hope that you felt connected to your person. And I am wishing you all of the love and romance and that you two can connect in the near future. Many blessings.